upset she was coming off. They've had no luck with injuries this season, as like last season, but this for me looks worrying.
Yeah, I have to say it does look quite worrying, especially for that right knee of hers. You can see her holding it, potentially a little bit of a twist there. I really hope it's not as bad as it looks for Beth, but she does look in a considerable amount of pain.
Rachel, again, such a big player for this Arsenal side.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's been fantastic, but yeah, I mean, as soon as it happened, it did look a moment that you're like, oh, you sort of cringe at. But I mean, I don't like to see any player get injured, but no, that wasn't the best. But hopefully, Arsenal will, you know, bounce back from this.
We've seen them reshuffle with injuries that they've had. We know that Lionesses has said that Leah Williamson, Raphael, they're due back in this block of matches too. So they do have key players coming back for them, though.
Yeah, definitely, and they've got strength in depth, but you still, you know, you wouldn't want to lose any player, especially Beth and how she's been performing. So, you know, you don't. Hopefully, it isn't a bad injury.
Sort of feels a little bit like we've been here before, Karen. If we look at Chelsea now tomorrow, if they beat Spurs, if a sellout Stamford Bridge, you could go above Arsenal in that moment. Will that be playing on their minds when they've had those injuries previously? Things have sort of dipped for this Arsenal side.
I think the league is just so competitive now, Caroline, and for us and everybody watching, probably it's so pressurising for every single manager. We want the league to be competitive, and that's what it's become. So, and the room for error for any team, any manager, is minuscule. So I agree with what he has to say. As a manager, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. He has to prepare for the next game. He's got to deal with the players that he has, and he has to move on. They've done really well so far to have no Leah Williamson, no Rafaela, no Kim Little, no Viv Mead in right times. But now you need them back. You need your big players back.
And it's one defeat, right? Look at Manchester City, who've won today. They had those 2 defeats right at the start of the season. They believe they're still back in this title race. It is one defeat, Fern.
Yeah, I mean, they've just got to learn a lot from that defeat today. I think they've conceded off 2 set pieces. Man United looked like they wanted it more, and I think they've got to really learn from that. And that's obviously one of Man United's strengths, and they didn't deal with it well enough today. So definitely, obviously, they're still in the race, but they have to learn from the mistakes that they've made today.